So I haven't seen it because it's not out in the UK, but we're going to get Paulie's review now
Oh, sweet.
of Megan. Literally, just over to you. Keep it as non-spoilery as possible. I'd like to hear your thoughts, and then I might sort of pick and prod a little bit to find some stuff out. But yeah, give me your review. I want to hear it.
Sure. Well, the movie's called Megan, obviously, and it uh, is a horror, but I thought more of a dark comedy. I found myself laughing a little bit more at all the great liners that Megan had. um, so without kind of spoiling too much, it is kind of from the mind of James Wan, the co-writer. Also worked on a lot of television. They have a lot of credits. So it is Blumhouse, um, produced by Jason Blum, I believe, for 12 million, and it's
Yeah.
already just
Yeah.
really doing well as far as making money. I saw it at a Full House. I paid full price with my AMC A plus. So that's that. The house loved it. They were laughing. They were screaming and having a good time. It was a packed house, and we saw it on a huge screen. I felt the premise, the concept was really unique. The first hour was like just really entertaining. I think for me it fell off and got real predictable, and it makes sense that I hear there's a rated R cut, because I think they cut it. They got notes to cut it down to PG, which is probably why they're getting PG-13, which is probably why they're getting such a huge audience now. I would love to see the R cut of this, especially towards the end. Yeah, I mean, really, it's a Gen Z kind of horror comedy film, if I can say that. And it talks about, the topics of loss, of addiction, to whether it's to your work or to technology, and that loss of that human connection. That was great. There were some really great themes. I think, and on that level, like I said, that first hour of science fiction, that's like quality science fiction, because it's just like uh just talking about our times right now with TikTok, with social media, with relying on technology so much that you don't even have any human interaction. So that was great. And like I said, there was a lot of really clever lines and kind of sick comedy there going on. The horror was cut to a point where I was like not really scared or horrified. It was almost a little too silly. And again, I talked about that rated R cut being out there. Did it ruin it for me? No, it was fun. It's fun. You know what you're getting, and I had a fun time. I think I rated it maybe like a 3.5 out of a 5.
It's not bad.
Mexican Iron Man and Gore, I think, gave it higher, because we all saw it together. And that's another thing, is when you see it with a bunch of friends, it's an experience. Like with anything, like from RRR to Avatar to Puss in Boots, you go in with these different groups of people and you experience a film together. It's different than sitting there at your house and watching it. There's just no comparison. And it's the same thing can be said for horror films. When I saw Pearl with Romy in the theater, it was just such a great experience compared to seeing it at home. Or The Menu. I saw The Menu both in the theater and then at home. It was a different film. It's a different film. So that being said, back to Megan, without any spoilers, very enjoyable with the crowd. Like I said, I love that first hour. Really good take on things as far as addiction, loss. How do you handle loss, even when you're the adult? Concept, and then the ideas of learning about how an AI learns, as far as when they learn deceit and when they learn to lie. That was really cool.
So a lot of world.
And okay, like one
No,
more.
just this question. Just a lot of world building up front is what you're saying.
A lot of what?
World building.
Yeah, a little bit, but it didn't drag. It didn't, the exposition was like, the action was right from the get-go, and it's not a world that we're alien to, even though
it reminiscent but different.
Right. So I will say the M3GAN itself, and then the actor that played as far as the movement, fantastic.
I think there's a few looking online. There's a few individuals that play the M3GAN doll. Does that come across, or does it feel pretty consistent that it's
totally
all just
consistent
one
because it's about movement, and the doll faces, you never, it's underneath is just all like kind of like that. What do you call it? Almost like a little transformer head type with all the so that was really cool. I wanted actually more of that, Frankensteinish type of stuff.
Sort of skinless M3GAN. You wanted to see more of that.
Yeah, but that was really cool. That was really cool. I liked all of that. There's some real creepy comedy with the singing. I don't want to give it away what she sings. But again, the one of the songs is about addiction, so it's they're hitting it. They're hitting right on the money as far as our
So the writer actually wrote Malignant, which was a very fun sort of homage to B-movie schlock. I loved Malignant, and that was brutally gory. So I wonder if that, because they have come out and said that there was a lot more kills. M3GAN killed a substantial more people in the sort of unrated version, like a substantial amount more people. There was a lot more gore, a lot more blood.
Well, and it was one of you guys was even telling me that there's like reference to a scene that we don't see.
Oh.
Yeah, it's still in the movie. They reference the scene, but we don't get to see the scene.
But if it's towards the end, I think that's my one note, is that it was a little bit when what's the word I'm looking for as far as
disjointed at the end?
It wasn't clear to me.
The dialogue was clunky because they erased some stuff or cut some stuff,
or even like with the referring to or the action, like one scene to the next. But it's not a
doesn't detract from the viewing experience.
Yeah. And I will say the actor playing the male lead, who's the leader of the president of the company, I just didn't think was good. What I did like about the acting and the portrayal of the adults was that they were almost at times more non-human. I thought that was interesting.
Oh, okay. So strong recommendation for a January viewing.
I would say it's it's good. It's not great. It's fun. And that's just me. I saw Malignant, and I did not enjoy Malignant.
Did you not? I loved it.
I liked the first 20 minutes.
I just thought it was so insane.
It was so stupid. It was
exactly an homage to B-movie schlock. It was great.
So
that prison sequence, wow.
Oh God.
God, love that.
This, I think, the concept was more of a higher concept that I really can get into.
Yeah,
I just think they kind of cheated it towards the end, and kind of went. Yeah.
How would you? Okay, how would you rate it in comparison to compare it directly to something? So there was that reboot of Child's Play.
Yeah, everybody's asking that in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, how does it compare to that?
And that's what I had said at the time too. I'm like, that movie, the problem with it was Child's Play. If they had made its own thing, if it had been like Buddy, this little robot that connects to your Wi-Fi and all your shit like that, and it goes crazy and tries to protect the kid. If it was its own thing, I think it would have been more well received. And I'm curious how it stacks up against that, Paulie.
Well, I'm not a Child's Play fan, so I wouldn't know. And that's
why you didn't catch the remake then, huh?
I didn't catch any of those, which is why
Okay.
I can't wait for you to watch M3GAN, because that's your wheelhouse.
My speculation is that's what I'll say is I'll be like, this is the movie Child's Play should have been.
Yeah.
Right? I have a feeling that's what I'll end up saying. I'll be like, this gets it. This is exactly what I was saying when I watched, because the end of Child's Play, there's a lot of little things in there that are really cool. It's like really neat ideas, but then every few minutes it has to remind you that it's a Child's Play movie. So every time it steps back into that, it's like, no, go back to that other thing. You know, like
That makes sense. So you liked it then? You thought it was decent, good film, bit of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good film. But definitely with the crowd of friends, we had fun. We were cracking up. Again, you know, Mexican Iron Man loved it. Gore loved it. I liked it. I didn't like the last part of it, but that's all right.
Would you see another one?
Would I see part 2?
a M3GAN 2, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd want to see the rated R of this is extended.
I can almost guarantee you there's going to be an unrated or R-rated version on disc or VOD right away.
But yeah, I'll see 2 because I saw this one. Yeah.
So there you go then, right? Like I always think that that's the marker of a film that you can recommend, is if you'd watch a follow-up, it's good enough to at least recommend it at that point.
Well, it's set up for more.
Yeah, I've heard that.
The end is so like, you know, without spoilers.
Yeah,
it's very set up. And honestly, it's set up in a way where it opens the world.
Yeah.
Right, because this was very personal. And it was very central. It wasn't, you know, any worldwide domination, so to speak. This was, you know, the beginning of this of M3GAN's origin. So now it's like, ooh, what can M3GAN do? And then as far as the characters that continue, where are they going to be at, and will M3GAN come back?